Okay, good afternoon everyone. So today I will be commencing our class 30, so which will be comprising of the topic seepage analysis. So I will start from a very beginning and basic thing of seepage analysis, and then we will at the end of the topic, I will not be ending the topic by today. So this seepage analysis study will take it might take 2 or 3 more classes, so I will be starting with a very basic today. Plotting of a phreatic line. So why do we what is this phreatic line actually? So in order to draw a flow net, in order to draw a flow net, it is first essential to find the location and shape of phreatic line or top flow line, separating saturated and unsaturated zone. Mean the purpose of plotting a phreatic line is actually to separate the saturated and unsaturated zone, and first of all we have to find the location and we have to draw the shape of phreatic line in order to separate these two zones. So these are some method we will adopt to draw this phreatic line. So the methods are graphical method or Casagrande method, second analytic method, third experimental method. So in this study we will focus on the graphical method or Casagrande method. This is the vastly approached and accepted method to evaluate the phreatic line or to analyze the seepage flow of the water. Well, so I would like you to show you a video that in which mannerism this seepage flow is occurring. So please let me know whether you can see the video or not. So I hope you can see the video. Okay. Just see the mechanism of flow. See here, the seepage flow has been demonstrated by injecting this colored fluid that you can see the path of the flow due to those color variation. So these are 3 color variation of seepage flow which has been described through this experiment. So these are the mannerism of seepage flow. So this is a practical view or the experimental view I have been showing you. We know the mathematical expression of the parabolic form. So if we can only follow that path of the parabolic equation in order to get that shape of seepage flow in this study of earthen dam, then we can actually solve 90% of, we can actually predict. It will be much accurate to say we can predict that flow line almost about 90%. Okay, so as you have already studied it in your foundation class, so I will repeat it once again. So by this diagram, this is a diagram where the phreatic line is a seepage line separating the saturated and unsaturated zone. So this is the phreatic line. So this is separating this saturated part and the unsaturated part or zone of this embankment dam. So here these horizontal inclined flow, this is the flow line or streamline. This is called flow line or streamline. These all are imaginary line. So these flow line or streamline resembles the seepage or the leakage of water which may occur in this structure. And this is the equipotential line. So equipotential line is nothing but line representing which can express that if you put a isometric head over each equipotential line, then that equipotential that head, the water head, that equipotential water head will be same or equal, that will have a equal head. Okay, that is why the name of this line has been this vertical line has been given as equipotential line. So this one is the top flow line or phreatic line, as I have told. This is the height from which the phreatic line is starting or the seepage is starting. This is the height up to this is H. This is ND. So we will come to that part. What is ND? This part here. This is ND and NF is, these are the NF. And this is called a field. Okay, so let me elaborate these terminologies. So now we will solve an equation as per Darcy's law. So what has Darcy said? What has Darcy said? That del Q is nothing but the discharge passing through the channel. So what is the channel? This is the channel. So these fields are the channels. This is del Q. So this particular field or channel is representing the discharge at this channel or field. So what amount of discharge may occur at this channel or field? This is called del Q. Okay, so Darcy said that del Q can be represented by as Ki into A. So what is K? K is the equivalent permeability of the transformed field, which means that in order to know the discharge. So what is discharge? Discharge is something that the amount of water, what amount of water can pass through this channel. So we have to quantify that amount of water. So that quantity of water is the discharge from this channel. So that can be measured by the term K, which is the permeability. So if the permeability of this part of soil is different and say this part of soil is different, so then the amount of discharge will be also different. So permeability is a very important factor to understand the discharge of any particular field or channel. So we need to know the discharge, which is K, and next one is I. So what is I? I is the gradient. I is the hydraulic gradient. Well, what is the function of gradient to know the discharge at this point? Well, gradient is nothing but a slope. Say, if this field is located or associated in this way, right? So if this channel was in this manner, suppose in this manner, so the discharge will be different from this part, in this part and this part. So now we need to know the hydraulic gradient as well, mean the slope. So how could we define the slope? Well, we could define the slope as del H by L. So here what is del L? So del L is, sorry, del H. This is the del H. This is del H. So this, if you can draw a triangle, right angle triangle, so this del H is representing what? So this del H, and say suppose let me just put this to be here. This is L, this one. Okay, see here it has been given or represented in L and B. So this can be represented as L. So we can evaluate the gradient by del H by L. So this is creating a gradient or slope L, del H by L. So that can be represented as I. So this will be, this can be, so this is also del H. This is also del H. And this is L, this is L. So if we know del H and if we know L, so easily we can find out the gradient or the slope, right? The slope of this particular field. So we have discovered, if we know the K, the permeability of the soil, if we know the hydraulic gradient, mean the slope of this field, and the another terminology which is A. See, KIA. So A is nothing but the area. So here, if we know the area of this channel, so then we can easily evaluate the discharge amount of this particular field or channel. So by knowing these terminologies, K, which is equivalent permeability of transform field, I, which is hydraulic gradient of the channel or field, and A is the area. So if we know this, we can easily evaluate the discharge passing through that channel, this channel. So we need to know the amount of discharge right here. So now here, so as we know that hydraulic gradient I is nothing but del H by L. Okay, so del H by L, but we can also write it as del H equal to H, small h by ND. So why can we write it at the in that manner? Well, let me show you. So here, this is say just I would like you to go back to our RCC class where I have discussed about the staircase problem, right? So in staircase problem, how would you tell that what could be the height of the rise? So say this is the staircase, okay? Just go back to our staircase class. So how would you, or how can you just calculate the height of these rise? How can you calculate it? If the height of the staircase is given, okay, if the height of the staircase is given and if the number of steps are given, so you can easily calculate the height of these individual rise. So say if the height of this total height of the staircase, say consider as 20. Okay, I'm not considering any unit here. So let this take as 20, and the number of rise are given here: 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7. So so let me put it another step, so it will be quite easier to evaluate. So 20 by 8, so it will give me 2.5 individual, if I am not wrong. So here the individual rise will be 2.5. So now in this manner you can get the rise height. So in a similar fashion, if let me erase all these things. So in similar fashion, if this h is given, okay, and the number of, say here what are the number of possible channel are here: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So this height divided by, if we divide this 11 number of channels, so we can easily evaluate these delts. So these height, so these are similarly representation of the staircase problem. So we can just also write del h to be h by nd. So these number of channels over in this way are represented as nd, which is 11 number, right? So we can write down these del h to be h divided by nd. Well, so if we put this del h value in the place of here, so we can get this equation: I equal to h by L into nd. Okay, where nd is the total number of potential drops. So these are the potential drops. These horizontally inclined channels are called the total number of potential drops. Now let us put the value of I in this Darcy's law, which is K into I. I is nothing but H into L by ND. So we will put this, and area is taken as B into 1. Well, 1 is here. See, this is B into unit length. So if we calculate this all equation in as per unit length, so we can, if any amount of length is provided to you in question, so you can get any amount of length discharge. Okay, so we can write this equation in this way: K into H by ND into whole bracket B by L. Okay, so now this is the discharge passing. This is a discharge at an individual channel, for an individual channel, right, or field. But if we are asked to evaluate the total discharge through the complete flow net, then what will be the representation? It will be the Q equal to the summation of del Q, mean the summation of all the del Q will give me the total discharge through the complete flow. Just a minute. So here, so we can write it down as del summation of del Q. So we can put this value at this part into NF. So why they are multiplying NF? So see, if somebody says you that you have to give 3 chocolates to 4 person, mean 3 chocolate to 4 person. So what would you do? You will multiply that 3 into 4, right? Which is 12, mean that 3 number of chocolate will be distributed among 4 person, mean 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we put this in a matrix form, so by counting individual block, you will get that it will give you the 12 number of blocks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Similarly, if you know a certain, if you know a discharge at certain amount in a this top flow line, and if you know number of NF, which is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you know this number, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So here 11 numbers of that total, this 11 number of this discharge, you know. Okay, so now if you have been asked to evaluate the total discharge, then you can multiply this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 number of this 5 number of flow channel. Okay, so here this NF has been multiplied with this part, that is why. So here the total matrix will be multiplied by this part. So in by this manner you can get the total amount of discharge. Okay, similar to this chocolate example. So now, so rearranging this equation, we can write it down in this manner, which is KH into NF by ND into P by L. So we can write down Q equal to KH into NF by ND into B by L. So where NF is the total number of flow channels in net, and ND was the total number of potential. So multiplying these two terminology, we can actually we are actually having the total discharge, multiplying 1 by ND into NF. Okay, so the field is, if the field is square, so here the field is square, as we have considered or studied in our assumption part. So it will be isotropic or homogeneous and homogeneous. So if B is equal to L, so our equation will remain in this form. Okay, Q equal to KH into NF by N. So where expression and is valid only for isotropic soil. So in assumption we have already studied about. So if the Kx and Ky is similar, mean the equivalent permeability of this channel or this field is similar to y-axis and x-axis. If the permeability is similar, in that case only this expression is valid. Well, so let us solve a problem. So here a problem is given where it has, so here for a homogeneous earth dam, 52 meter height and 2 meter freeboard of flow net was constructed and following results were obtained. Mean say this is a earthen dam. So this is the water level here. Say for a homogeneous earthen dam, 52 meter height and 2 meter freeboard. Mean here this is the total height which has been given to be 52, and 2 meter freeboard mean this distance is 2 meter. So for analyzing, for seepage analysis, which what will be our height? It will be 52 minus this 2, it will be, that water depth will be 50, 52 minus 50. Okay, so a flow net was constructed where the number of equipotential drop has been calculated to 25 and the number of flow channels has been calculated to 4. The dam has horizontal filter of 40 meter at its downstream. So in some point, so here a horizontal filter is located at a 40 meter length at its downstream. So calculate the discharge per meter length of dam if the coefficient of permeability of dam material is 3 into 10 to the power minus 3 centimeter per second. So here the coefficient of permeability is given, the H is given, the ND and NFs are given. So here actually this horizontal filter, that part is not required to evaluate this. So we have been asked to calculate the discharge per meter length of dam. So what will be the discharge per meter length of per meter length of the dam? So here the discharge per unit length is given as per Darcy's law, which is Q equal to KH into NF by ND. Well, we have already discussed about this equation. So this is what they have used. So we are evaluating the discharge per meter length. So here H is 52 minus 2 equal to 50 meter, as I have told you. Here 52 minus 2 minus this freeboard height will give me the water depth. Now K is given. So this centimeter by per second has been converted to meter per second. That for simplification, because the height of the water is calculated in meter. Okay, so that is why it has to be converted in meter per second. So we will get 3 into 10 to the power minus 5 meter per second. Here NF is given to be 4, the number of flow channels, and ND is given to be 25, the equipotential drops. So now we will put the value at this equation. Then we will get the answer to be 0.00024 cumex per meter length. Cumex means